Hello everyone, for today we're going to have Godan Verb Kanji number 1. So our Godan verb is hairu. It's a Godan verb that ends in ru. The kanji has 2 strokes and the JLPT level is N5. The meaning of the kanji is to enter, to go in. The meaning of the verb is to enter, to go in, or to fit in. I'm going to draw the kanji for the verb hairu. It's 2 strokes. We're going to start from the left. 1 and then 2. Okay, one more. That's 1, 2. Okay, one more. Okay, the second one is longer. Okay, so that's the kanji for the verb hairu and it's 2 strokes. How to remember this kanji? This kanji actually has the radical as itself. This is the enter radical. Alright. And we can also remember it by imagining a majestic entrance of a kingdom. Because as you can see, the kanji has an opening which looks like an entrance. And the verb hairu also means to enter. The kanji in the verb hairu, we can also call it nyu, since that is the onyomi reading of the kanji in the verb hairu. And we can, and some of the words that use the new kanji is kan new, it means subscription. We also have yun yu, meaning import. Shun yu, which means income. Ton yu, which means investment. And non yu, which means payment. As you can notice, all of these words, they are related to getting to the word getting into. Like for example, if you're going to get a subscription, it means you're getting into a service. If you if there is an import, then that means products are getting into the country. If you have an income, then that means your money and revenue is getting into you. And then for investment, that means resources or investments are getting into you. And for payment, it means money is getting into you. Right. For sentence number 1, we have kono hako ni wa hon ga sansatsu hairu. Since this is the plain present affirmative form, we don't need to change the dictionary form of the verb hairu anymore. And then for our second sentence, we have asa no hikari ga haite imasu. The morning light is coming in, getting in, or entering in. Okay, so haite imasu is the present progressive affirmative form. Okay, present progressive, it means the action is happening right now. The morning light is getting in right now. It's entering in right now. And how do we form the the formal present progressive form of the verb? We need to start with the dictionary form, which is hairu. And for Godan verbs that end in ru, this is a Godan verb that end in ru. This is the ending, it's ru. We change it to the formal present progressive affirmative form by replacing the ending, which is ru, with tte. tte. So when we replace the ru with tte, it becomes the te form of the verb. That's haite. And after that, we can already add the imas. Okay, so now it becomes the formal present progressive affirmative form of the verb. Okay, so our next sentence is Kyuryo ga koza ni hairimashita. The salary was deposited into the account. Alright, so kyuryo means salary and koza means account. Kyuryo ga koza ni hairimashita. It means the salary, which is kyuryo, got into the account. It entered the account. Okay, so hairimashita is the past tense of hairu. So how do we transform the Godan verb ending in ru, hairu, into the formal past affirmative form? So once again, we'll have to start with the dictionary form, which is hairu. And then for Godan verbs ending in ru, we first convert to the mass form. And the mass form for, or the mass stem for Godan verbs ending in hairu, in order for us to get the mass stem, we first need to change the ru to ri. Okay? So the mass stem is now hairi. This is the mass stem. Then after we got the mass stem, then we can already add the mashta. This is the formal affirmative past tense. So it become from hairu, the Godan verb ending in ru, it became hairimashita, which is the formal past affirmative form. Okay, so next we have amaswi ga kopu ni haita. Rainwater got into the cup. Okay, so amaswi is rainwater, kopu is cup, and then it's the rainwater that entered or got into the cup. The rainwater got into the cup. All right, so haita is the plain past affirmative. This is the formal past affirmative. The indicator is the mass form, while this is the plain because the ending is ta and there's no mass form. So how do we change the dictionary form into the plain past affirmative form? Once again, we'll need to start with the dictionary form, okay? And then for Godan verbs ending in ru, u, or tsu, we can form the plain past affirmative by replacing the final syllable, which is ru, with te, tte. Okay, after we added the tte, it becomes the te form of the verb, which is haite. And then after we change it to the te form of the verb, then we change the te to ta. And that changes it to the past tense. So haita is the plain past affirmative form. It means got into, entered into. Okay, so our next example is Anata no meru ga jushinbaku ni hairanai. Your email doesn't enter my inbox. So we're already done with the negative forms. We're now in the negative forms. We're done with the affirmative. We're now in the negative. We're now using doesn't. All right. So how do we change into the plain present negative form of the Godan verb ending in ru? So once again, we'll have to start with the dictionary form, which is hairu. And then for Godan verbs ending in ru, we'll have to replace the ru with ranai. Okay, so it becomes hairanai, which means doesn't enter. All right, so for example, someone sent me an email just now and it hasn't arrived yet. Then I tell them, Anata no meru ga jushinbaku ni hairanai. Your email doesn't enter my inbox. Or, for example, they've been sending me emails, but those emails are not entering or getting into my inbox. Then I tell them, Anata no meru ga jushinbaku ni hairanai. Your email doesn't enter my inbox. All right. So the next sentence is Anata no meru ga jushinbaku ni hairanakatta. Your email didn't enter my inbox. For example, yesterday someone sent me an email, but I did not receive it. So I tell them, Anata no meru ga jushinbaku ni hairanakatta. Your email didn't enter or didn't get into my inbox. It did not arrive. So how do we change hairu into the plain present negative? I mean the plain past negative, because this is the present negative, plain present negative, and this is the plain past negative. All right. So to change into the plain past negative, our basis is the plain present negative. The plain present negative is hairanai. Hairanai. So what we're going to do is we're going to remove the nai and we're going to replace it with nakata. So it becomes haira nakata. Haira nakata, which means did not enter. It is the plain past negative. All right. So if someone sent me an email yesterday and the email did not enter my inbox, then I tell them, Anata no meru ga jushinbaku ni hairanakata. Your email did not enter my inbox. Okay, next sentence is Watashi wa toshokan ni hairimasen. I do not enter the library. Then we also have Watashi wa kino toshokan ni hairimasen deshita. I did not enter the library yesterday. So a while ago, we have the plain present and past negative. Now we have the formal one. Okay, we know that it's formal because it's in the mass form. And it's negative because of the sen. Masen, masen. If we have masen deshita, masen, it means they are negative. So how do we form or how do we change the dictionary form into the formal present negative or formal past negative? Okay, so for Godan verbs ending in ru, we once again start with the dictionary form again, which is hairu. And we have to change into the mass stem of hairu. And for Godan verbs ending in ru, to change into the mass stem, you have to change the ru to ri. So it becomes hairi. When you already have the mass stem, then you either add masen to form the formal present negative or masen deshta to form the formal past negative. So hairi, masen, this is the formal present negative, or it says do not enter. Or hairi masen deshta, hairi masen deshta, which is the formal past negative, or did not enter. Okay? So now, how do we know if a verb ending in ru is an Ichidan verb or a Godan verb? Because previously, I discussed about Ichidan verbs. I said that um, verbs that end in ru and has preceding sounds that are e or e sound, they are Ichidan verbs. And arawareru is an example of an Ichidan verb. Okay, so it ends with ru, and then the sound preceding the ru, which is re, has an e sound. So it's an Ichidan verb. However, hairu also looks like an Ichidan verb because it also ends in ru, and the preceding sound is either e or e, and in this case it is e. So it should be an Ichidan verb as well, right? But no, this is not an Ichidan verb. It is a Godan verb that ends in ru. So how do we determine if a verb is really an Ichidan verb or if it's actually a Godan verb? Here's how we determine that. First, arawareru, we know that this is really an Ichidan verb. So, in order for us to determine if it's really an Ichidan verb, we first transform it into its mass stem. Okay, so for arawareru, if we drop the ru, this will be the mass stem. The mass stem is araware. Okay, so after dropping the ru, we can already add the mass form, which is mass, and it becomes araware mass. And as you can see, after dropping the ru, we have not made any changes to araware. It stayed the same. So since the mass stem stayed the same and was not changed, then this is definitely an Ichidan verb. Okay, so now let's go to hairu. Before we could transform it into a mass form of the verb, we have to change it to its mass stem. Okay, mass stem. And to change hairu into its mass stem, since it's a Godan verb that ends in ru, then we have to change the ru to ri. Okay, so it becomes hairi. Hairi is the mass stem. And as you can see, there was a change because from ru, it became ri. So the mass stem changed. Unlike arawareru, where the mass stem did not change, it stayed the same. It's still araware. But this one, it became hairi. So now that we already have the mass stem, we can already add the mass form, which is mass. It now becomes hairi mass. And since there was a change on the mass stem, then this is no longer an Ichidan verb. It is actually a Godan verb. Alright, so that's how you determine if a verb is a Godan verb or an Ichidan verb. Okay, so thank you for watching once again. Let's see each other again on my next video, and that will be Godan Verb Kanji number